Brothers. YouTube. What it do with your boy No Luck Mac.
It's the Shishi.
And we got a video here. The second mom, the light skinned mom, on let me position this a little better. Let me position this a little better. Shebang. So apparently, the second mom, the mom who replaced the first mom on Fresh Prince, has finally broke her silence about the situation. For a long, long time, she literally never said nothing, just let people go and run the colorist narrative and all that BS, blah, blah, blah. Even though the cast of Fresh Prince pretty much said, like, she was hard to work with because she was such an acclaimed actor. She did a bunch of Broadway stuff. So, like, she was a decorated actor. And Will Smith, this was his first thing. What?
Do you mean like theatrical?
She just did her thing. She was a dancer. She did all of that. Like, okay. She was already a name before the show. She just wasn't, like, I guess we wasn't born there, so I don't know the level of fame she had and what she brought to the show. But the cast said she was lovely to work with and blah, 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 but her and Will will bump heads because Will, he's a rapper. This was his first time coming into it, and he got a whole TV show and everything's about him, and she's just like, I've been doing this X amount of years and blah, 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 blah. And I believe she got pregnant. And I guess they let her go, but people just been, they ran with the colorist shit because the mom went from dark skin to light skin.
RZA is dark skin, y'all.
Right, in the Wu-Tang show.
Yeah, that's it. That was my only.
For Comedy Hype News, I'm Brianna. Daphne Reed, who replaced Janet Hubert as Aunt Viv on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, recently revealed that she was offered the role of Aunt Viv before the show debuted, and she originally declined. Reed joined the cast of The Fresh Prince after its third season and stayed on until the show finished in 1996. I remember back in 1989 when we first decided to leave California. I was asked to audition for a little television sitcom with a rapper. And I said, I'm really not interested in doing a sitcom with a rapper who's not an actor. And it turned out to be The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And when I saw it on the air that fall, I said, oh, this is a cute show. I guess I missed that opportunity. 3 years later, they called and said, we are casting the Aunt Vivian part for The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I got there as fast as I could. I had to audition against 200, 300 other women that they found all over the country. And had the blessedness to meet James Avery and strike a chemical chord with him. I just adore that man, and I guess our chemistry worked because I got the job. According to Daphne, her and James Avery had a great relationship behind the scenes of the series. James and his wife and my husband used to travel together. We would have a hoot. You only have a few of those relationships in show business because it's difficult to connect with people when they move on. But when you move on with them, and when you really secure a friendship while you're working, then they're very valuable friendships. Reed was also asked if she felt any regrets replacing the original Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert. I did not feel anything about replacing the original Aunt Viv. All actors are replaceable according to the choices of the creators and producers of the project. I was delighted to have a job on such a wonderful show. I had to earn my spot and was thrilled when it came to be. When we all reunited last fall, I was grateful to finally meet Janet. She belonged in our reunion as much as I did, and I was happy that whatever transpired before I was hired, of which I had no knowledge, had been dealt with and life moved on. Reed spoke on her favorite...
This is Paul and that. See? It's so easier to just go, oh, they just wanted a light-skinned woman. And then you ask the light-skinned woman, what was her experience? She's like, they asked me about this show before the show even came on, and I said no. They came back 3 years later, and this time I said yes. Like, no colorism, like, no BS. Like, any turmoil which happens on TV shows, it's not just to black people or dark-skinned people. It happens on all shows, whether they write whatever language. It happens, producers and the actor, they start disputing and they just replace the actor. It happens a million times. Like, this isn't Mario Lopez wasn't originally on Saved by the Bell. He came later when they took another kid out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody got a problem with that when they take like the white Italian type kid out for like, the white passing like Spanish kid. Nobody cares, but when it comes to black actors, you know, you gotta make an argument that's not even there. Like, it's not still a black show. She's still a black woman. Like, I don't know, but it's nice. It sucks that she took so long because she let the narrative. They let the narrative go for so long that people just made it synonymous with colorism, and then she broke it down. Like, bro, they offered me the show at first. I said no, and when I finally said yes, I still had to go against 200, 300 other people. I got lucky because I got to meet Uncle Phil, and the producers obviously saw the same chemistry that you saw on TV before we even recorded the episode and knew I was the right fit. Nothing like no light skin, like you shitting on her whole acting ability. She's obviously was a decorated actor as well. Look at how she was speaking. She felt the same way about Will Smith. Like, nigga, I don't want to work with no rapper who don't know what he doing. But of course, by year 3, Will knows he's doing now. He got his thing.
My son is an actor.
Right, he dropped the whole rapper thing. He not even considered a rapper
The
no
show,
more.
which was the 4th season episode, Papa's Got a Brand New Excuse. The episode follows Will's father showing up unexpectedly after a 14-year absence. My favorite episode, it makes me cry every time I see it. Will didn't know how he was going to deliver his lines, and he wasn't pleased on the first couple of...
Wait, y'all, because we have to talk about this scene. Like, yeah, hands down the best, my favorite. Yeah, every time I see the episode, I tear up, get emotional, like, what? Like, and then just to know that this was, like, his first acting thing altogether, like, that's amazing, bro. Like, he pulled out the emotions for that. That's amazing. I feel like that's when I knew, like, Will Smith is an amazing actor. Because I seen him in a whole bunch of other things.
Like,
but that was...
he could do the serious shit too.
Yeah, it was...
You don't gotta just be joking all the time.
I feel like it was when I seen, like, real emotion being pulled out. And I was like, that's really hard to do as an actor.
Right.
And that's amazing that she was able to do that and pull that out of you. So, best scene, that was all.
And James Avery grabbed him and told him something, and he delivered that line and fell into James' arms. And all I know is James said, "Now that's acting." This particular episode resonated with many and has become one of the most memorable scenes in the show's history. Since the ending of The Fresh Prince, Daphne and her husband, Tim Reed...
That's her husband! Oh, that's dope!
Wait, go
Her
back.
husband is the dad from Sister.
Wait, go back. I want to see the picture, though.
...show's history. Since the ending...
That is so cute.
Fresh Prince,
Like my son
Daphne
getting
and her husband,
old.
Tim Reed,
Yeah, I didn't
most
even
known
realize
as
that
Ray
was
and
him.
Sister Sister,
Wow.
built their own production company and began
That's
developing
fire.
several of their own projects. We built New
really
Millennium
nice.
Studios on a 54-acre lot and started producing content and television shows for Showtime and doing our own movies, hosting people like Steven Spielberg, who came and shot some of Lincoln there and doing lots of things like that. And we did that for...
We need... Alright, since I know it's y'all two behind the scenes, we need a sitcom, for real. Like, y'all need to do a sitcom. Y'all need to figure it out. Get y'all best. Get a Kiki Palmer. But y'all need to bring back, like, funny, black, uplifting, lighthearted shows. Because this serious stuff they got going on...
It'd be too serious.
It'd be
Everything
way
would be
too
mad
serious.
woke. Like, I'm like, bro, I could just watch Martin. Like if it's some pro-black shit, it's gonna be funny. It's not just gonna be that's the show. Like, that seriousness, like the like we watch television and shit. Like, we used to watch television, movies, and music to get away from what we dealt with as a people in society. Now things are better for us in society. Like, now our entertainment is just filled with it, like a constant reminder of how hard you got it and oppression, and you'll never be like them. I'm like, damn, son, what happens to just, like, can I just get a regular, like, teenage just first getting their first job, like something simple. Like, nah, if they do that, it gotta be the cops stop them or think somebody thinks they're a shoplifter. It's just
I feel like I miss when shows was more like you said, a regular show, but there's a commentary. However, it's a commentary once in a blue moon. If something happens during the year, all right, we putting that in the episode. We moving on,
and they'll make
right?
at least one super serious episode.
Right? But I'm like, now what I've noticed about shows is that
That's
it's
whole
become
premise.
the whole premise of the whole show. So now we have characters that become so one-dimensional, like, and not to shit on All American, but just to bring up All-American and Spencer's character. Not to say he's one-dimensional, but sometimes he could be one-dimensional because he's always talking about, and I struggled, and I come from the hood, and da-da-da-da. That's all he talks about sometimes. And that's the only reason he's pissed off sometimes. That becomes the conflict in the story. And I'm like, we need to go back to when shows made that commentary episode and then move on to that funny lighthearted shit and then come back to another commentary and then we back to our regular programming.
Right.
Now it's the whole plot and that kind of sucks.
The whole shit.
15, 16 years. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Holla, good video, guys.
Good video, guys.
We're gonna hit like on that. Boom. As you can see, we already subscribed. So we're gonna get the hell out of here, man. Cut that colorism shit out, bro. Sometimes y'all niggas just be talking, don't know what you're talking about. No luck, Mac. I'm out.
We out. The shishi.
She's out. We out. Okay.